so much.
Okay.
All right.
Nice hats, guys.
Thank you.
Wow.
I wish I got my own hat.
So, my question for you, Bex, is, I said that correct? Mm-hmm. Is what do you think was the defining turning moment for your character?
The defining turning moment for my character in season 2. I think there were really two really big turning points for Pidge in season 2. One was when she realized that she liked having these paladins, this paladin family around, and she actually wanted to seek them out. She wanted to hang out, spend time with them again, which is not something she's used to if it's not her family. And I think that was a big turning point for her. And I also think that the bonding with the lion and kind of the connection to nature and that whole episode of realizing that everyone is connected and she doesn't have to keep herself that distant anymore. I thought that was a big step for her.
Same question.
What was the question?
What were Pidge's defining
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was her connection with nature. Right? What you say? No, we were just talking about that. With Hunk, I feel like there's a fairly clear transition from being cringer, like the real kind of scaredy cat puker, to getting a little more sure, cocksure or sure-footed, whatever you want to say, and then kind of just pushing it, seeing how much farther he could push his capabilities, and so he found a new baseline of bravery, I guess, or confidence. And then from there, now he's kind of stepping further even more. I think that was kind of the main transition for me. Was he's figuring out, okay, my baseline of reliability is here, and what else can I do to help with the team? And I think was a big transition for him.
And another question is, what has been the most vocally challenging moment for both of you? As far as it goes to season 1 and 2, what has been the moment just afterwards you couldn't talk?
Doing his voice.
It's hard. I even have a hard time doing my voice.
It's the gravel. It's the growl in there that
What are you talking about?
That's the word.
Oh, come on. For me, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a really easy time with all of the kind of oh my God, you guys! Oh my God, I'm going to throw up.
Your voice is built for it.
Yeah, and it's fun, and any of the jokes and the things they give me, we all have a lot of fun with those. And then every once in a while, they throw me a real emotional curveball, and I have to actually emote and do something a little more subtle and nuanced. And there was one. Did that happen in season 2? Am I giving stuff away? I shouldn't talk about that.
That's always the hardest part.
Yeah.
I'll turn this off.
Yeah. Can we rewind? And, pause play, right? No, but there are things I think where I even in season 1 stuff with Shay, where it was we're marveling at the sunset, and I'm telling her very sort of passionately that I'm going to help save her and her people. Yeah. That was the first time I realized there's a lot more to this Hunk guy than just being a loudmouth scaredy cat, and that I think that vocally has been challenging because you have to find the same sort of quality and tone to this character, but be earnest at the same time in this kind of mission statement. So that was cool.
The importance of being earnest.
The importance of being earnest. Someone should write a book or something.
Your voice is really vocally challenging.
Not was serious. Getting the gravel in his voice was because the first episode of season 2 was trying to imitate everyone else.
Yeah, I rewound that so many times. I was she's gonna do me. She's gonna do me. Let's see.
It was so fun. The first couple times I did it, it did not sound like you at all. It was just so bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen to you. Listen to me. It's an impossible leap, man.
And so trying to get it down to that gravel.
Yeah.
And sound oh no, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. It's just something I've never had to do before.
That's funny. It just reminds me of my daughter the other day was Daddy, listen, I can do an impression of you. And it sounded exactly She was oh no, my stomach. It's okay, A, do I only ever talk about gastrointestinal issues? And B, do I really sound like that? Yeah. Clearly.
Well, it's hard for us.
I know.
Our voices are just so not.
I bet you could do it. Can you do me?
No, I can't.
I will work on it. I will abuse myself a little bit further just to get there.
You better. You better do it. You better do it.
We heard earlier that you like to ad lib sometimes. Do you have a favorite moment that was originally unscripted, but is now part of the show?
Oh, it's so hard to remember.
Oh boy.
retroactively because it just becomes part of the show.
There are some really cool ad-libbed parts that he specifically has done that haven't come out yet.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
That I've seen in like ADR and been like, I remember when that happened.
There's been lots of neat sort of, but it's never just like I mean, not never, but usually it's like it's an informed improv. You know, we'll like try it out a little bit before we're recording, and everyone's like, "That's cool, try that, that's funny," or whatever. But it's rare that we just like while we're rolling, we just try something totally off the cuff. But
there was a really funny Tyler line in the Eye of the Storm episode that I just watched the other day, where everyone's like super tired and they're getting chased around, and then they try and go hide in the storm, and it's just the line. It's like Shiro's like, we're gonna fly into the storm, and I think the Hunk line is like, why would we do that or something like that. And the read he gave was like super funny. I was like, why would you do it?
And I'm just so glad that they animated do that.
Yeah,
that's one of those things.
it
Like
was
when
a really good read.
Doing the recording, obviously, for original animated material is like so ideal because you don't have to like you have the freedom to like kind of try some stuff, and if it works, it is fun to watch them animate some of the weird runs that I've had vocally. But we do improv a fair amount, I guess. You know, like if there's something within a scripted line already that we can kind of mess around with and change a little bit. We kind of all do too. It's not like it's just me or Reese or anybody or Josh. Josh
Everybody
actually
adds their
improvs quite a
own,
bit
like,
too.
oh my god, yeah. Everybody kind of adds their own like aspects of their own voice and vocalizations to things, and that we're really, really fortunate, like you said, to have it animated to us, and so they really get to choose the takes that they want and kind of go from there.
Well, and everyone knows each other so well now.
Yeah.
Like they really write to our strengths as actors, which they did early on. And then we sort of
knew that. So
we read their lines in a way.
So
I think.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty organic process where it's like we try to think what they're going to sound like, they give it back even better, and then it's like
Well, and nobody gets super precious about anything, which I think is important with all of us. Like the actors aren't like. We don't get our egos bruised easily, and these guys are willing to collaborate on little,
as long as in the end robots are fighting in space.
Yeah, that's all we want.
That's all that's important.
I'm just curious. Did you guys see the Goldbergs episode where Adam decided to dress as Voltron? Did you see that?
No.
I've seen a clip because someone kept sending it to me, and it was awesome.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's unreal the amount of Voltron reference that you get on a day-to-day basis. Like, especially because nobody. It's not like it happens more around me because people are aware that I'm involved with Voltron. Right. Nobody knows, right? But you still just see it out there in the world, especially the references to the old Voltron.
I was at an Orange County fair, and there was a guy who walked past me with a Voltron shirt, and I kind of geeked out a little bit. And the kid was walking by like,
"What's up with you, man?"
Get it together.
I just
you don't
went
need
to the bathroom.
know. Just let me enjoy you.
I just went to the bathroom, and I was saying at the signing, I was like, "There was no hunks, man. I didn't see any hunks." None of them got in the line, and then I went to the bathroom, and I was like washing my hands. I'm walking out, and 2 hunks walked in and literally like threw a shoulder into me. And I was like,
Yes.
I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious." As me or as
There was a
Hunk.
really funny video recently where Nancy Cartwright, went to a guy no one knows. A lot of people don't know she's Bart Simpson. I guess. And some kid wants to sell her candy. She knows Bart Simpson's voice. She threw them. He goes, "Oh." For a minute, but it's kind of funny.
I get that a lot too, where I'll be like at the grocery store or at the bank or whatever, and someone's just in the middle of their totally mundane, boring shit, right? And they're just like, you say, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, you just see them like, whoa. And I've had people say, "Can you say something again?" And then they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you play?" It's really funny.
That's awesome.
A couple more questions. Then I gotta move them.
You too. I mean, you have such a unique voice. People must get that all the time with you. Like, hey.
Sometimes, yeah. I've gotten a couple of those. I had a kid that I said something, and I totally saw the kid go.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's pretty immediately identifiable that it's you when you talk. Yeah.
Do you think there will ever come a point where Hunk is obsessed with something other than food?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
obsessed
certainly
with Shay
food
saving
love.
Shay.
That's right. Yeah.
Listen, I think there is a lot more to Hunk than meets the eye, and we know things that you guys don't. And I would just say hang in there. Yeah.
Oh, on that note.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, nice.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.